everybody. So this is me with portable homesteading, or really in kind of homesteading when it comes to this part. How do you make sure to grow enough for your family? Whether you go to can your food or whether you go to freeze your food in like freezer bags or something, or dehydrate, however you go to do it, right? Well, I'm still in the learning stages of that. This is my first full year of growing a ton of everything. So pretty much what I've done is I've just put down some of everything. And then once it starts producing, I'm going to kind of see how much we use of each thing and try to calculate basically. But if you're first starting off, my suggestion would be, even if you overdo some of it, you can freeze that, okay? So I like the idea of growing lettuce and broccoli and cauliflower or spinach and kale, because you can keep reusing those, like as the different broccoli heads grow, or like with cauliflower it only grows one head, you can still use those leaves, so you can be able to have, I would do at least, I have a family of 4, I'm going to plan next year on doing at least 10, 12 broccoli plants, along with about 15, 16 cauliflower plants. And then, for instance, strawberries, I have 4 right now. Next year I plan to have at least 4 or 5 more. Then you've also got lettuce, which you can like pinch off the leaves about an inch above where they're attached. You can pinch off leaves and things will keep growing. Or you can wait until the full head of lettuce grows. I more so like the idea of pinching the things off as I need them, and then going in every once in a while and getting a freezer bag full for stews and stuff or something like that. Also, same thing with like spinach. You can pinch off the leaves as you need them and then freeze what you don't need, things like that. I like the idea of being able to have something you can continuously harvest from throughout the year. I talk with my hands, by the way. That's what I'm doing down here. I like something that you can continuously harvest from throughout the year as you need it, and it will still grow. Now, another idea with that too, to be able to get a continuous harvest, is when you first go to start planting, whether it be, like from your starts, start your starts a week apart. So, for instance, if you know that you're going to eat 4 heads of broccoli that week, okay, plant those starts one week, and then the next week plant how many ever more, and then the next week plant how many ever more. So once they come to where you're harvesting them, you have that continuous harvest. You can pick some that week, go the next week, pick some more, go the next week, pick some more, if you see what I mean. That you have a continuous harvest of them. Another thing would be, with doing all of that, you want to make sure that, like with broccoli, you go in the mornings, whether you pick the leaves or pick the heads or anything. I think it's best to pick in the mornings or late in the evenings, preferably, but that's just me. I've heard that sometimes if you pick during the day, in the heat of the day, they can taste a little bitter. So it's easier or they say it's better, supposedly, to pick in the early morning or late at night. Now, something else I've come across is that, I knew gardening was going to be hard, okay? I did. But this is so much different than anything I've ever thought. Which, I don't know. I guess I should make a different video out of this one. We'll see. Oh well, it's not like anyone sees these anyway. Okay, so gardening is a lot different than what I thought. Like, I knew what it entailed, because I guess my dream has always been to be homesteading, to provide if most, if not all, of the food for my family. And that's really important to me, and I'm still getting there, but this is my first full year of using as much of the space as I have for gardening and trying to do everything that I can. Uh, make sure you take this seriously, because once you start everything, you don't want to neglect, whether it be a greenhouse, whether it be your potted plants in the, oh, kitten climbing my leg. Oh, whether you have things in the ground. I have both in pots and the ground. And it's very easy to get busy one day and like forget and say, oh, it'll be fine till tomorrow. Or then when tomorrow comes, it's like, oh, it'll be fine till the next day. No. If you're going to do this, make sure you take it seriously, because you will need to weed. You will need to make sure you water, whether late in the evening or early in the morning. But first, don't be afraid to go out there and test the the soil, stick your finger in there, see if the soil is damp, check all of them. If it's still damp, then they're fine till the next day. And then I like to keep one of those big blue 5-gallon jugs. I like to fill it with water and keep it in there so that when I do need to water, sometimes my lazy ass doesn't have to go back in. I'm still learning. And I can water them as it needs it. Now, also, you learn. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Like me, carrots, carrots hate me, okay? I love carrots, but I think it's my soil. My soil is more, where I'm at, is more clay-like. So I've made the mistake with carrots. They don't like clay soil. Nope. Now lettuce and broccoli and cauliflower, kale, spinach, things like that, love it. So what I've had to learn to do is next year, the carrots will have to be in a raised bed, or I'm probably going to do like the high tunnel effect, kind of, So I'm going to have I have 2 big greenhouses that I put end to end, right? So it's like one big tunnel. So what I'm going to do is have one row here, one row here, and one row here. There's going to be 2 little walkways in between, and then it's going to be big hilled mounds of the dirt on each row, right? So I'm going to make sure I dig up the clay ground, make sure it's, because I don't want it just like clunky clay. If I grind it up, then it actually works pretty well. So I'm going to grind all of that up. I'm going to put down like little either rocks or little square flat brick things for the 2 paths in the middle, right? And then I'm going to grind up those all the clay dirt on the 3 rows, and then I'm going to come in with new dirt and pile it up on the 3 rows to make mounds. And that should be able to be better for the carrots. Now, along with those mounds, this next year I'm going to, or maybe this year actually, start like a big old compost bin. And the only thing that's going to be in there is I'm going to get a few, like 5-6 bags of dirt just to start the compost bin. Start the bin, throw in just fresh stuff, whether it be old leaves, whether it be banana peelings, apple peelings, orange peelings, like potato peel, just organic things, and get it mixed up, get it going, so that maybe not next year, but the year after that, I can have, so after this year is over, I'll take all the potted dirts and stuff like that and put it in the compost bin, keep it mixed up and everything. And then the next year, I'm just going to do